China's beauty industry has become absolutely unhinged. In the past decade, netizens have witnessed the rise of the plastic doll army.
This is China!
And the thing is, it's not just big eyes and small face anymore.
Big eyes, small face, I like it. What's your WeChat?
We're talking clinical procedures at the cost of tens of thousands of dollars. Botox, lip fillers, and forehead injections. Yes, you heard me, forehead injections. Somewhere along the journey, our prefrontal cortexes seems to have stopped developing because tell me why we are now seeing grown adults paying thousands of dollars to look like children. One more time? Look, it's no secret that China and the rest of East Asia have always had very extreme perceptions of what beauty standards look like. Extreme might be an understatement.
Okay.
For as long as humans have existed, we have glorified the concept and our own preconceived perceptions of beauty in our own fucked up, twisted way. And if that wasn't cooked enough, we've stooped so low that it's as if pretending to be a child has become the new gold standard of Chinese beauty. There's a term floating around Douyin. Of course it's Douyin, called You Tai Lian, which, I kid you not, literally translates to baby face.
What?
The concept of Chinese baby face embodies huge eyes, tiny noses, soft cheeks, and skin so smooth it'd give Michael Jackson a run for his money. Anyways, what I'm trying to accentuate is that if you scroll through Xiaohongshu for 10 minutes, you'll come across 10 different variations of prepubescent Freerin, elf ears included. In an effort to understand why this underage look has become so popular, I've decided to invite an expert on human psychology to speak on the issue and share their thoughts. Hey ChatGPT, why is China obsessed with looking underage?
Think of it like this. In China, there's a beauty trend that basically says, who needs to look their age when you can look like a perfectly ageless anime character? Youth is just the hottest accessory these days, so everyone's chasing that doll-like forever young vibe.
Not bad, hey?
Glad you liked it. Yeah, it's a weirdly catchy trend, right? And once you start seeing it online...
Let's stop it there. In the past decade, China's cosmetic industry has absolutely exploded from a small niche of $1.7 billion in the early 2010s to well over $37 billion today. What started out as discreet double eyelid surgeries and the occasional nose job has turned into a hyper-visible and hyper-commercialized money-making machine. Platforms like Douyin and Bilibili have normalized cosmetic procedures, and the growth of social media alongside influencer culture has reinforced the idea that the underage plastic Barbie doll look has somehow become the new normal. How have we become so cooked? It's scary because I find that when I'm scrolling through Xiaohongshu, somehow all the influencers look scarily alike. And before you come at me and say, oh, you're so racist, not all Asians look alike, I want you to look at these two pictures and tell me, hand to heart, that these are the same people, or these ones, or even these ones. Look, I don't blame you. Sometimes I can't tell the difference either.
Stop the cap.
As a sign of just how extreme beauty standards in China have become, beauty and cosmetic clinics now market face design packages as if you can pick and choose what features you want. It's absolutely cooked because it's as if you were building your very own Sims character, but in this instance, the character is you. Look, I'm not buying. Whatever happened to teachers telling us that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder and beauty is on the inside?
You serious?
Look, what I'm trying to accentuate is that while I understand and appreciate that people will go through cosmetic procedures to build their confidence and build their character, it's scary just how extreme Chinese beauty standards have pushed this idea of perfection in such a short amount of time.
而是看我们眼位的高低和我们五官的比例，它早期也是颧骨高、太阳穴凹、脸颊凹的。
What I am struggling to get behind is that number one, people are getting cosmetic procedures for the wrong reasons, and it's because of social media and influencers trying to push a specific image as the new beauty standard. And number two, the fact that people are paying millions of dollars to look like children.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know about you, but to me, this is the sort of thing that belongs in the Epstein. And while I can appreciate that this trend is quite unique to China and the rest of East Asian culture, it doesn't explain how backward looking and fucked up it is. And the scary thing is, part of this mindset has become so deeply embedded into East Asian culture that looking like a baby and looking like a doll has become the new sense of normal.
What?
Look, China and the rest of East Asia has long placed a heavy emphasis on looking as youthful as possible because for women especially, it's often associated with the intrinsic notions of marketability and value. Whatever that means. It's a nation that's known for being intensely competitive no matter the cost, academically, professionally, and now visually as well. Look, if you're wondering why Ling Ling is beating you in every exam, it's not because you're dumb. It's because Ling Ling has been conditioned by trauma since the age of 5 to beat you in every single thing that you do. She'll go to Kumon to stat max her education until the age of 18 and come back as an ABG to mog the absolute out of you. And you wonder why China produces some of the highest levels of anxiety, burnout, and stress-related disorders amongst Gen Zs and young people. It's because Chinese culture has been structured for decades around the idea of perfection.
Perfection.
And beauty standards are no different. Now that I think about it, that statement is a paradox in and of itself. I don't think Chinese parents know what perfection is.
I got a B+. B+.
Trauma dumping aside, for a lot of us, and especially for younger women, the pressure is constant, and in Chinese culture, appearance is known as a form of leverage, and the notion of beauty isn't just about aesthetics anymore. For women especially, it begins to affect dating prospects, social capital, and even your ability to find a job. While mainstream cosmetics procedures are often marketed to young women, men are increasingly joining beauty trends as well. And when you scroll Douyin on Redno, you see a growing trend of the flower boy aesthetic. Jaw contouring, nose refinements, and hair transplants that give you that soft boy, matcha drinking, labubu collecting, performative male look.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
It's crazy because I've been doing so much research on this topic. My FYP page is starting to look like this.
Okay.
I think it's time to take a break from social media. What makes China's case feel more intense than Western beauty standards is the scale of extremity that Chinese netizens will go to just to look like their favorite idol or K-pop star.
If you look at the pictures of me and Jimin, we're identical. No, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Stop the cap.
If you're Jimin, then I'm Chris Hemsworth. And the thing is, especially in our digital age of social media, more young people than ever before are looking up to these extreme, unrealistic, and borderline demonic beauty trends as the new standard of normal. In 2018, of the roughly 22 million cosmetic procedures in China, over 50% of patients were under 28 and 8% were just teenagers, a dramatically younger patient base than that in many Western countries. When these beauty trends hit Douyin, that shit spreads faster than your cheeks when you have diarrhea. The Chinese influencer market base is massive, and it's an unfortunate reality that baby face and plastic doll aesthetics can go from niche clinical procedures to nationwide obsessions in just a matter of weeks. And while it might seem crazy for a lot of us living in the West, none of this is particularly new in China's controversial history of beauty standards. For nearly 1,000 years in prehistoric China, foot binding was considered a norm and expected of many young women. Young girls, usually between the ages of 4 and 9, would have their feet soaked, their toenails cut short, and then their toes folded underneath the sole. Small feet became the ultimate status symbol, which signaled refinement, discipline, and most importantly, marriageability.
What?
If you think our generation is cooked, imagine being 5 years old and having your bones cracked and broken and scrunched in the name of being more demure.
Very demure, very mindful.
The thing is, the cosmetic alteration process and the act of beautifying oneself doesn't have as much stigma associated with it anymore. Influencers have reframed the plastic surgery process as content to sell to their viewers, especially for Gen Zs and younger people. Procedures are live streamed, recovery journeys are documented in real time, and before and after transformations rack up millions of views on Douyin. In my ever so humble opinion, it's a disgusting ecosystem where clinics profit from sales, platforms profit from engagement, and influencers profit from selling viewers an unrealistic standard of beauty.
Leave me alone!
All in all, I'm not here to debate the moral ambiguities of cosmetic surgery. At the end of the day, we are all our own individualistic human beings with a beautiful thing called free will.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it!
Autonomy matters, and people should be able to do what they want with their bodies as a choice of self-expression and empowerment. But when Chinese beauty standards start to become over-engineered and borderline psychotic, the notions of beauty and attractiveness have become more narrow than ever before. The new generation, and especially young women, will feel an increasing need to seek validation when all they see is the same packaged standard of beauty that is sold by millions of influencers on Douyin. Look, at the end of the day, if you took anything away from this video, just don't be like her.